We're on our way to the North Dakota State Fair, downtown Minot, North Dakota. Over 300,000 people walk through that gate during the State Fair. This is just one of the great things that happens in this town. Let's check out some of the other things that are happening.
70 years ago, the community raised funds to purchase land and then contacted the Air Force and said, we would like an installation here. And that's how the relationship started.
That, of course, became Minot Air Force Base. Today, it has 2 missions.
The job here at Minot, both for the 91st and the 5th Bomb Wing, it's hard. 365, 24/7. We have to be ready at a moment's notice to provide whatever combat capability. And not only that, we do it with nuclear weapons.
I think one kind of element that people may not fully understand is exactly what the nuclear triad is.
The triad has simply been the backbone of American strategic deterrence for decades. The reason why it's special and a little bit more salient here is because we have 2 legs, the intercontinental ballistic missiles and the B-52 bombers.
And that's unique, right? You're the only base that does that.
That's absolutely unique. That's why this base is so important. The 3rd leg is the submarines.
Folks in Minot joke that they could have all 3 legs of the nuclear triad if somebody could just get a submarine into Lake Sakakawea. But it was a tragic moment with a different body of water almost 15 years ago that brought the community and military together in a new way. A 100-year flooding event of the Souris River.
A number of our airmen live in town, so they're dealing with flooding effects. There were very few transportation corridors available. In fact, there were only 2 that were available across this river. And basically all the commuter traffic in the area was using those 2.
To make sure it didn't happen again, the community built a state-of-the-art flood wall. It was funded through a grant from the DoD Defense Community Infrastructure Program, or DCIP.
Natural disasters like floods affect both the community and the installation, and we've got to put our heads together on solutions to solve these problems for both of us, and we've very effectively been able to do that here.
Down the street is another DCIP project, a children's museum that includes exhibits on military history. You get a lot of military families coming here.
Yes, we do. They're one of our biggest visitors. We give them a military discount. We just appreciate all they do for our community.
They're going to remember that the B-52, that is a staple of what the airmen at the Minot Air Force Base do to protect us all every single day. Exposing our kids to that and having that amenity in the community is just such a big deal.
Business owners are also creating spaces for the community and military families to share. I met the entrepreneur behind a new downtown public space called Citizens Alley. This is a cool place you got here. This is kind of a new concept for Minot.
We are just about complete, but we've opened it up to the public in the meantime. On a night like tonight, people can just come on down and play some yard games, have concessions, and hang out outside.
The downtown area, it seems to be coming back alive. This is where people are starting to go. Was that kind of the plan and thought behind how can we connect this and bring in the airmen?
Oh, certainly. Yes, they're for sure an important target audience for activities that we can plan in downtown. This is essentially their community living room.
We can do little things, support airmen, support families. We will step up in a big way to do so. What I love about this community too is nobody wants the credit. They just want to do it because it's the right reasons.
An airman was very passionate about wanting to send the first term airmen home. They raised some money. That first year, they sent home 4. The community wanted to be a part of this, embraced the program, and last year we sent 138 airmen home.
4 to 138. I'd say that's a community that wants to be involved.
That's a community that wants to be involved.
I got to go home for the holidays last year for Christmas, and it was honestly like such a blessing. Hadn't been able to see family since then, so it was a very emotional time. The service members, the airmen, they love it. They get out, they retire, and where do they move? They stay right in Minot.
It really just has diversified our community, and it makes our hearts warm when we know an airman has chosen to make Minot their home.
Back in the 1950s, the local community said, we want to be part of the Air Force mission, and donated the land we're standing on right now. That's how we started, and it has continued every day since.
For an airman to be successful at work and their particular job, they've got to be successful at home. And Minot is their home. Having a place to go eat, having some groceries, having a secure and safe environment and a community to go and do things. Minot fights very hard to make that happen for us. And they don't have to, but they do.